Hello, leaders, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So we are continuing this week's topic of what I consider to be the 6 core essentials of leadership. And today we're covering the 4th essential, and that is clear expectations. So this is a great series for all leaders. No matter how much leadership experience you have, I believe leadership is a lifelong learning journey, and you must continually build on your knowledge and learn from others. I believe these 6 core essentials of leadership provide a great foundation for all leaders throughout your entire organization. The 4th core essential of leadership is clear expectations. So let me ask you, have you ever worked for a place where you just didn't know what was clearly expected of you? Have you ever been in a situation where you go to work and you keep busy all day doing tasks that you think you're supposed to be doing, and then you find out that you just weren't meeting the expectations of your boss? Have you ever had a job with no clear job description? Yet when you receive your annual evaluation, it spells out all the things you've never completed. And your boss has to ask you what you've done. If you haven't experienced any of these situations, or if these sound completely ridiculous, consider yourself very fortunate. This is one of the most common complaints people have with their job, and it's one of the most common pain points brought up on organizational surveys. No clear expectations. No clear job description. I mean, this is kind of like telling your kids to go clean their room, and an hour later, it's messier than it started. And they tell you, well, I did clean. Well, just like your kids need clear guidance on what your expectations are when you say to go clean your room, your people need clear guidance and expectations as well. They need to know what their roles and responsibilities are, and they need to know exactly what you expect from them. Your expectations of your people should be in perfect alignment with their annual evaluation. They should know exactly what their responsibilities are and what is expected of them in regards to your expectations and the expectations of their job. There should never be any surprises. Now, there are a few exceptions to this rule if and when their roles and responsibilities happen to change during the year. However, if and when that happens, you need to communicate those changes immediately so they know the changes and they can ask any questions if they have them. So the question may arise, when and how do your people find out what their roles, responsibilities, and expectations are? Well, the best answer I can give you on that is as soon as possible. As soon as somebody starts their job or changes jobs, you need to sit down with them and have a face-to-face conversation. This should not be only a written document that they have to read by themselves and sign off on. It needs to be a face-to-face conversation with you with a checklist that walks through each of their responsibilities and expectations. This allows them ample opportunity to ask questions if they have any. You also need to follow up with a conversation within a few days, because after the initial discussion, they're going to always come up with some questions immediately after that. So you want to follow up in a few days and make sure they're comfortable asking questions. And it gives you a great opportunity to ask them specific questions to make sure they understand their roles, responsibilities, and expectations. So today's challenge for you is to sit down and ensure you have clear job descriptions for each one of your people, and that you've given each of your people clear expectations of exactly what's expected of them. This should include their work hours, reporting instructions, contact information, vacation and sick day procedures, their chain of command, specific job responsibilities and expectations, professional conduct, maybe your dress code, the big picture tie-in from yesterday that we talked about, and anything else that you deem necessary that needs to be clearly stated and clearly understood by your people. Hey, as a reminder, this week you can download the blog version of this week's series at runtoyourchallenges.com. Each day I'll post a different blog covering each of the core essential that I cover that day in the podcast. You can also watch video versions of the podcast on my YouTube channel, Current Leadership Coaching, where you can get extra value at the end of each show. Hey, that's it for today. As always, thank you for listening and for being a leader. It's truly the greatest privilege in the world. Have a great day, and until tomorrow, run to your challenges.